Right. Hello. Vanakkam. Good evening. And yes. So, people, today we're going to discuss the nutrition lesson. We discussed the nutrition lesson on that previous Visakpoya day. I hope you have completed that lesson by watching the videos and then whatever, by participating live to the class. Some of you participated live. I think some of you watched the recording and maybe so you did that. So our aim is today discuss that tutorial, right? So next Monday I'll be starting the animal tissue lesson, right? We'll do animal tissue lesson from next Monday because still the online students, some of them have not received the animal the tissue tute. Online people, did you receive the tute? Did you receive the tute for animal nutrition lesson? So once you receive it, I think you will receive it by next Monday. No, sir, neither. Right, you will receive it by next Monday. So I think then we can peacefully go with that lesson. So we'll do this speed up process. Now you know the A-level exam is scheduled for the August 10th. The timetable is now released for the A-level 2026 students. So your exam is going to be on August, and then we have to speed up this process and then cover up the syllabus early. So we'll start it early so that we can get ready for that. Right? So we'll do it like that. So people, the revision tute, we of this lesson, Ambagadia lesson, right? Find this Ambagadia lesson, revision tute, Ambagadia lesson. This is not the revision tute. This one is a revision tute. So we will discuss the questions based on nutrition lesson. We did people last time. We did the short note. We did, right. This is the short note. I prepared this short note for you. I'm trying to print it. The thing is, there is some resolution issue, right? Whatever I have prepared, people, it's less in resolution. So when I try to print the press, they said that resolution is poor, and then to send improved resolution tute, so it takes time then, right? It takes time. So anyway, people, we learned this last time. We learned this short note last time. We talked about this. We learned people elements. We learn elements, plant nutrition elements and deficiency symptoms. That part last time. So we talk about nutritional requirements. We classified this nutritional requirement as the macronutrients. If a particular nutrient is present more than 0.01%, more than or equal or more than 0.01%, it's a macronutrient. We said Chopkins-Camag. Chopkins-Camag, we can take as people the macronutrients. Chopkins-Camag, they are the macronutrients. And then Chopkins-Camag. And then out of that, people, we learn cofactors. COFAC, FAC, COFAC, C, neither. FAC is C. So the FAC has C is K. So we learn people potassium, C and K, neither. So potassium is a cofactor. And then nitrogen is a coenzyme. ENS has N. N is coenzyme, neither. Coenzyme. And then we learn people magnesium is an activator. I can send this file picture for you, but I think I'll print and give it to you. I'll print and give it to you. I'll take my best. If I fail to print it from the offset press, I'll probably print it a little smaller, right, to A3 size. I'll print it to A3 size and give it to you, right? So this is activator. And then people, we learned this set, micronutrients set. We said Mukadda Zinnika Mambila Iron Killa Nisa. We said that people, ne? Mukadda Zinnika Mambila Iron Killa Nisa. Mukuzin Manbi Fecal Nickel. The Mokuzin Manbi Fecal Nickel. We learned last time, people. Mokuzin Manbi Fecal Nickel. And here, people, we said the first and the last. First and last both are involving in metabolism. N-meta. N-meta. What is N-meta? Come on, tell me what is N-meta? What is N-meta? N-meta means what? N-meta means what? Come on. What is N-meta? Come on, someone. Type what is N-meta? Nitrogen metabolism. Very good. Very good. Nitrogen metabolism. Right? Nitrogen metabolism. So two are involving in nitrogen metabolism. Nitrogen fixation, people, iron. Iron involving in nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation, iron. And then here, people, we have activators, two more activators. Zinc and manganese both are activators. So in the previous set, we said the magnesium. We said magnesium is an activator. Magnesium is an activator, same like that. We have magnesium, manganese, and zinc. Magnesium, zinc, and manganese. Magnesium, zinc, and manganese, they are activators, right? Magnesium, man. Magnesium and man, the activators. And then people, boron is a cofactor. Cofactor. We learn, people, cofactor. Potassium is a cofactor. Boron is a cofactor too, neither. Potassium and boron both are cofactors. Potassium and boron both are cofactors. Right, people? Potassium is a cofactor. Cofactor. Cofac is cofactor, neither. Cofac is a cofactor. So potassium is a cofactor. And then boron is also a cofactor. So these things you have to remember, right? This is little sharp theory part, but I think people, this is going to be all right when you have the post another. When you look at this daily, people, you're going to improve this, right? Your memory is going to improve because these are the things that you study simply. What we do is just we spend 2 minutes to look at the poster per day. That's all. And automatically, people, these things you are going to memorize by registering into your brain. So here, people, macros. Macros, we said, people, the macros, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Macros, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So what shall we do if we don't have the revision tube? Why you didn't have? Why don't you have? Right? Why don't you have that? Right? So we posted it now. So here, people, we have carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So what they do? Hydrogen, we said something important. Prevent dehydration. Right? We said that prevent dehydration. The hydrogen prevent desiccation or dehydration. June tubes, I think so. Not June tubes. We post daily, weekly. We send. Right. Anyway, people, these three are resulting poor growth. And then, people, phosphorus. Phosphorus, we said something important. What are the symptoms of phosphorus? Symptoms of phosphorus. Right? Purple veins. Purple veins you can see here. Poor fruiting and flowering. Poor fruiting and flowering from the nose. The fruits and the flowers come. So there is a small modification for that, neither. So I'll try to fix it. Right. So from the nose and the fruits are coming from the nose, neither. And then, people, purple veins, poor flowering and fruiting, slow development looks normal. slow development, looks normal, right? Then people, next one is potassium bigger. Potassium bigger, need potassium yellow brown leaf margin, weak stem and poor roots. We discussed this last time. May roots are bandaged. The roots are bandaged. The poor plant, right? So, and then people, nitrogen is resulting stunting of the growth. Growth is going to stunt, right? So that the plant now check whether it is not growing, right? Growth is stunted. And then old leaves undergo chlorosis. That's like a special point. Ne? Old leaves chlorosis. We learned that old leaves chlorosis. We learned something important, people, here. Macronutrients and micronutrients, we learn, people. एक old normally deficiency symptoms, macronutrients, when they become deficient, right? When macronutrients are becoming deficient in the plant, macronutrients are deficient in the plant, they are usually appear in old, but some unusual ones are there. We said sake, the young, sake is young, saka, saka eska, saka is young, young. Magnesium is also, people, normal. Now, if macronutrient deficiency appears in the mature old plant part, that's like normal. But this is unusual. Similarly, we learn, people, the micronutrient deficiencies usually happen. Micronutrient deficiencies usually happen in young leaves. If any old plant part, the deficiency appears, people, that is like unusual. Now, I mean, if old plants, now these two ends, we can see that the old, that is molybdenum and nickel. Molybdenum and nickel, for both it's unusual. Why, people? Because macronutrient deficiencies there was a snake called Saka in cartoon Jungle Book. That's nice name. Black sheep in their family. Baba black sheep. Yeah. Oh, Baba black sheep. Can you send this picture? Sure. Not only the picture, I'm going to give you also poster for this. Poster for this. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep anything. I'm just going to share it to you. Right? Don't worry. So here we have molybdenum and nickel. Molybdenum and nickel, we have the problem. Molybdenum nickel problem. Molybdenum nickel problem. What is that molybdenum nickel problem? Molybdenum and nickel, in both, we can see that, people, old, because the micronutrient deficiencies appear in young parts. Rest of the ones are young. Right? Molybdenum and nickel, N meta, old. N meta, old. That is the problem. That is the problem. Right? So we were paying attention here, people, for the deficiency symptoms. So nitrogen deficiency appears in old leaves because it's a macronutrient deficiencies happening in old leaves is like normal. But then when come to sulfur, people, sulfur chlorosis in young leaves, chlorosis occur in young leaves. Chlorosis means what, people? Chlorosis means old money. Well, again, you deleted that. So, will you provide recording of this session? Yes, you can take that from the website. Patches in leaves. Hurry. Okay, so chlorosis in young leaves. Here, chlorosis is like the green color loss, and then the yellow color appears. We call that as chlorosis, right? Chlorosis is that. Chlorosis is chlorophyll breakdown. We say chlorosis. And then people, this one, crinkle, little star. Crinkle, little star. Crinkle, young leaves. Young leaves is unusual. Sake is unusual. right? Sake. Sake is unusual because it appears in young ones. Yeah, young one appearing is like not good neither. It's like unusual. And then here people crinkle leaves, crinkle, crinkle, little star. We said, talk about that. Crinkle, crinkle, little star. Young leaves undergo chlorosis. Sorry, crinkle young leaves and death of the buds. Crinkle young leaves and death of the buds. And then here people magnesium chlorosis between the veins of old leaves. Old leaves, of course, okay. Ne? Old leaves, of course, okay. Nitrogen and magnesium, the chlorosis occur in old leaves is absolutely normal condition. When that happen in the young leaves is the unusual. So if you can remember, sake is enough. Ne? Right? That is simple, ne, people. That is simple. This is actually making our discussion easier, right? And then the people moving to the micros part, people. Micro part. We started with people molybdenum, ne? Someone is dead. Someone is dead, ne? Root tip and the, what is that? Shoot tip and the root tip. Not clear, ne? Shoot tip and the root tip passed away. And then this is the coffin. Death of the shoot tips and the root tips. Old leaves chlorosis. Old leaves chlorosis. We came to pay the respect. Now who's coming, people? Old leaves are coming here to pay respect for this, the dead shoot tip and the root tip. Then comes the Chandi Malli, ne? What is that, people? Copper Chandiya, ne? Copper Chandi is now on on one wheel, ne? Right? What do you call that, people? This is stunting. So stunted roots, light green leaves, root stunt. It's a root short, maybe. I'll correct it. Root stunt. Right? Excessive branch roots are going to form, people. Right? Vedadana on the bicycling. And here, people, the crinkle little star. Calcium and zinc both are resulting, people, crinkling of the leaves. Reduce internode occur. Reduce internode. And here, people, manganese. Chlorosis between young leaves. Manganese is chlorosis between young leaves. Now we learn people molybdenum and nickel, old leaves problem. Ne? All the others, people, the deficiencies appear in the young ones. Ne? All the others deficiencies appear in young ones. So here chlorosis in young leaves is like absolutely normal. And this is the Dead Mary's old leather boot. Right? Dead Mary's old leather boot with pollen tube growth. Neither. Right? Sir, for me, chart is not available during the live class. So for me, chat is not available during the live class. Okay. Website, ne? Not now. No? Right, this is boron. This is boron. Death of the meristums. Death of meristums. And decolorized leather leaves. Pollen tube growth. Pollen tube growth take place. Next one is, people, the iron. Iron is chlorosis between veins of young leaves. Chlorosis between veins of young leaves. Iron deficiency. It's involving in nitrogen fixation, not nitrogen metabolism. Nitrogen metabolism is nickel and molybdenum, right? And then we come to the clown, the chlorine clown. Chlorine clown, leaf mottles are going to form. The spots are going to appear on leaves. We call them as leaf mottling. Leaf spots are going to form. Ne? And then, people, leaf wilt. Leaf is going to wilt. Leaf mottle is the leaf spots. Leaves are going to wilt. That is also another important feature. And then stunted roots. Root stunting happens. Stunting means, people, roots are not going to grow properly either. Right? Roots are not going to grow properly. The root stunting take place. And then finally we comes to the nickel. Finally we comes to the nickel. Mokuzin manbifecal nickel. Nickel is now death of the leaf tip and the root tip. Death of the leaf tip. What we said, people? Death of the leaf tip. Death of the leaf tip. Leaf tip is dead. Ne? Death of the leaf tip. I think I need to edit that. What we said, nickel, death of the leaf tip only. Ne? chlorosis. This one says root tip also. I think I have to correct that. Depth of the leaf tip, right? Right. Okay. Depth of the leaf tip is happening here. So again, these old leaves have come to pay respect. The old leaves have come to pay respect. Old leaves, right? So certain things are there, people, which I need to correct. Still, I have to correct them. And then this also comes with people the resource book details as well, for you to pick the special points, for you to pick the special points, but the resolution is a problem. See, poor resolution, that's the problem. Right? We'll fix it and send it to you. We'll fix it and give you a nice poster for that. So today's aim is to discuss this revision tute with you, right? To discuss the revision tute with you, right? Phloem transport part we are not supposed to discuss now. This will take in the weekend class. I wanted to discuss the nutrition part with you. Nutrition part. So find the tute, people. Find the tute purge. Turn to page number 11. Page 11. Page 11. Page 11. Page 11. Right, people, define nutrition. Okay, define nutrition. We'll go on answering these questions. But before we go with the structure, people, let's check this. Let's check this part. I have another question area. These series of questions I have included, people, you must answer them, right? And then you'll get better understanding. Can you answer these questions? I'll ask the question, you tell me the answer, all right? I'll ask the question, you tell me the answer. Here tell the state the element only taken from atmosphere. Fine, and tell me elements only taken from atmosphere. Come on, people. What is that? Element taken only from the atmosphere. Come on. What is it? Page number 12. Element taken from only from the atmosphere. Right? Carbon and oxygen. Carbon and oxygen. Right. Next one is element absorbed from cation and anion. Element absorbed in the form of cation and anion. Come on. Element absorbed in the nitrogen. That is good. Very good. Nitrogen then. An element in operation of stomata. What is that, people? Element in operation of stomata. What is that? Potassium. Very good. Potassium. Potassium. And then element maintain permeability of membrane structure. What is it? Permeability of membrane structure is calcium. And then act as cofactors of enzymes, people. Act as a cofactor of enzyme. I think you can write two, Ned. Act as cofactor, you can write two. Potassium and boron. Potassium and boron. Potassium and boron, 13th page. I have to move to page number 13. Where is page number 13? Page number 13, hurry. Page number 13, right? Cofactors in chlorophyll synthesis. Come on, what is it? Cofactor in chlorophyll synthesis. Cofactor in chlorophyll synthesis. Chlorophyll synthesis cofactor. What is it? Boron, neither. Boron. Crinkling of leaves, you can say two things for that. Crinkle leaves, come on, what is that? Calcium and zinc. Calcium and zinc. And healthy appearance, but very slow movement, thin stems and purple veins. Purple veins. What is that? Phosphorus. What is the form of the absorption of phosphorus? What is the form of absorption of phosphorus? H2PO4. H2PO4 minus. HPO4 minus 2, right? Not phosphate, ne? Slightly different. Form of absorption of sulfur. Sulfur form is sulfate, SO4 minus 2. And then people maintain osmotic and ionic balance of photosynthesis. What is that, people? Chloride ions. We'll write element, just we'll write it as chloride. Chlorine. And form of absorption of iron, people. Form of absorption of iron, Fe plus 2 and Fe plus 3. Fe plus 3. And then people, and then leaf mottling and stubby roots. I can't remember that. Leaf mottling, stubby roots and wilting. What's that? Very good. Very good. Chlorine. And then activator of many enzymes, people. Enzyme activators. Enzyme activators, what are you going to take? Magnesium. Magnesium. Zinc. We have two more, ne? Two more activators are there. Many enzymes nang two, ne? Yeah, two many enzymes. Activator of some enzymes, what do you take, people? Some enzymes, what do you take? Copper and manganese, ne? Copper and manganese. Copper and manganese. And then people form of absorption of boron. Boron form of absorption. H2BO3 minus. H2BO3 minus. Role of pollen tube growth. Role in pollen tube growth. What is that, people? Pollen tube growth nang leather Mary boot nether. Mary's pollen boot nether. And form of absorption of copper, people. Form of absorption of copper. What is that? Form of absorption of copper, Cu plus 2 and Cu plus. And then element involving in nitrogen metabolism, people. Two you have. Nitrogen metabolism, we have two. Nitrogen metabolism, we have two. One is molybdenum. The other one is nickel. Molybdenum and nickel. Molybdenum and nickel. All right. Molybdenum and nickel. Death of the leaf tips. Death of leaf tips. What do you take, people? Leaf tips, nickel. Nickel is the answer for that. So that's good, ne? That's good. So once you answer, so shall we do that table once? Table can the nutrient table, right? Yeah, mine resolution is poor. Mine resolution is poor. Maybe we can go with this. We can go with this. We can go with this. Ne? This we can do. Right? So here, Kerala epa way, sir. So this is it. So yeah, we have extracted, people, some information, but not 100%. So what I'm going to tell you, I have made this easy for you, right? I have like relieve your stress by 60%, 60%, and then rest of the part is your job. Rest of the part is your job. Still, people, there are certain points like the form of absorption. We didn't take that, right? Form of absorption, you have to pay attention on that, right? And then some more points are there, right? Nitrate and ammonia. So this is the only element to absorb as cations and anions both, right? Cations and anions both. So go through this carefully, okay? Go through this carefully. Component of cell wall, middle lamella, calcium, and maintaining membrane permeability, crinkling of young leaves, and death of the terminal buds. Now, calcium, we didn't take that death of the terminal buds. Death of the terminal buds. So your looks much younger online look. I am younger, right? Am I old? Right? I'm not old. Because you can see only this part up, but that upper part, right? Not the big belly and all, right? So maybe that. So here, So the calcium, we have people, calcium is important cell wall, middle lamella, and then permeability, signal transduction. Signal transduction too, right? Signal transduction too, right? Young for biology forever, Hari. Right? Signal transduction, crinkling of the young leaves. So crinkling of the young leaves and death of the terminal buds. Crinkling of the young leaves and death of the terminal buds for calcium. I'll try to include the remaining details too, but I failed now because of this printing issue. And but I'll try to include people remaining information if possible. Ne? If possible, I'll include them too. And then people, magnesium, the compound of the chlorophyll activates. So we discussed, pick them up. Chlorosis between veins found in older leaves. Magnesium, older leaves, that point we took people. Phosphorus also, the form of absorption we took. Compound of ATP, this part is okay. Healthy appearance but very slow development, thin stems, purpling of veins, poor flowering. Most of these information we picked, right? Sir, is signal transduction and transportation the same? Signal, where do you find signal transport? Signals are usually transduct neither. Transduct means what? You don't move. It's like you pinch your friend pinch someone else. So transduction is nothing moves, right? Right. Now in a transduction part, the transduction part is something like this. Transduction is something like this, right? Transport. Now, when you are here, when you are in my class, this is the bench. This is the class bench. And this is your friend. This is the next friend. This is the next friend, right? And then think that people, Shah Rukh Khan goes from, right, comes to the class late. Think that the Shah Rukh Khan is coming to the class late, right? Shah Rukh Khan is not me, Hari. Shah Rukh Khan is one of the boy. He is coming late to the class. So you want to send a message to the girl sitting in the corner of the desk. Maybe this girl is more interested in Shah Rukh Khan. So you want to send a message. How do you send the message? How do you send the message? You can't like scream and then tell the other person, hey, your friend is now going. So you can't say anything. So coughing. No, I think you better pinch. You pinch this one and she pinch the next one. She pinch the next one. That is transduction. That is transduction. That is transduction. Transport is you stand up and then walk all the way here and then give this girl the message. Right? You walk all over the distance. That is transport. Transport. Moving. Right? Physically move. So in transport, what happened? People physically move. Right? And transduction is nothing moves. Only the signal moves. The signal passes. Right? That we call as the transduction. Transduction and transport. But you are teleporting. Right? Right? What is teleporting then? What is teleporting? You do that and then send the message. Right? So yeah. So let's come back for this. Let's come back for this. Phosphorus, sulfur balan lamai, component of some amino acid and protein, chlorosis in young leaves. I think we pick those points. Then quickly go through this, the next table also, right? Since you want me to go through that. Here, right? Here, someone is calling me, right? Not you all, right? Here, people will start with chlorine. So here we start with chlorine, and then soil solution, osmosis, and ionic balance in photosynthesis. That we didn't take. Chlorine, osmosis, and ionic balance. Building on stubby roots and leaf mottling, mottle we took neither. that leaf mottling, we took that. And then people, iron, soil solution, chlorophyll synthesis in photosynthesis, nitrogen fixation. Iron, I think nitrogen fixation, we took that. And then chlorosis between veins, particularly in young leaves. I think young part, we took that. Young, we took that. Zinc, people, zinc activate of many enzymes that we took. This one, need for DNA transcription, I didn't take that. Zinc need for DNA transcription, I didn't take that, right? So zinc, we had to do something. I'll draw zinc with some DNA molecule or something. And then crinkling eaves and reduce internode length also I have not taken. So you have some extra work to do. I can do only 70%. 70% I can help you. Remaining 30% is people your effort. So still the chart is not everything, because you can improve it further. Once I give you the poster, you add some more extra details and then modify it further. All right. So H2BO3, soil solution cofactors for chlorophyll synthesis, role in cell wall, pollen tube that we took. Pollen tube story, we took that. Death of the meristems, dead Marys, leather boot, decolorized leaves, we took that, right? We took that. Copper, people, soil solution activator or components of certain enzymes, light green color throughout young leaves with drying of the leaf tips. Copper, drying of leaf tips, right? And excessive branching. Copper, right? Excessive branching. Copper. Moku. Api gatta ned. Excessive branching we took, right? Stunting, root stunt, biking, right? 17 years old, but 17 elements make my mind go crazy. 17 years old, but 17 elements only. Is it 17? Right? 17. That's nice. 17, you're 17 and 17 elements. Okay, right? So this we took, stunting, root stunting, excessive branching. The stunting part, we took that. Molybdenum, death of the roots and the shoot tips, chlorosis of old leaves. Maybe me being 18 years old. Yeah, congratulations, right? You are now free to marry. You are 18 years old. Ha, big relief. You think that you are an adult now, right? You think you are an adult, right, sir? Now I have, right, the adult, full adult, right? You can't do anything, right? So, you 18 is what? 18 is still a baby now, right? So look at these people, right? So what is your age? 48. 48. Then still a lot of things are there in the world to learn, right? 48. So that never ends, So 18, right? Wow, congratulations, sir. You are too young for 48. Really? And then people, we have nickel, nitrogen metabolism, death of the leaf tips and chlorosis in old leaves, right? Done, And then manganese, soil solution activator of some enzymes. I think activator, we took that for manganese. Chlorosis between veins, young leaves. I'll rearrange this table also, right? I'll rearrange this table and then I'll send it to you after, right? I'll rearrange the table according to that. Mokusin, Manby, fecal, nickel, that order. I'll send that for you. Right. So we are coming back, people, to the tute, translocation tute. Let's come back here. Let's come back here. Right. So we'll now go with the MCQs. How about MCQs now? We'll try MCQs and see, people. Right. Let's see. Yeah. So let's see, people. Now let's see now the MCQs. Shall we give a try with MCQs and see, people, whether we can handle the exam level MCQs with this chart and the things we have learned so far, right? So let's give a try. So first question, right? First question, Which of the following cannot be considered as a symbiotic association? Which of the following cannot be considered as a symbiotic association? Can you help me to find the answer for that? Can you help me to find the answer for that? Which of the following cannot be considered as a symbiotic association? Coral root and cyanobacteria in them, a mango tree and cuscuta plant growing on it, association of fungi with roots of higher plants, leguminous plants and nitrogen fixing bacteria found in the root nodule, Nepenthes growing on nitrogen fixing soil. Can you tell me the answer? Answer. Some of the students tell the answer now. So is coral root and the colloid root are same? Yes, coral root and colloid root both are same. Some of you say that the answer is 5, and congratulations, answer is 5. Coral root and following cannot consider as a symbiotic. Coral root and cyanobacteria symbiotic. Mango tree in cuscuta plant symbiotic parasitic. Association of fungi root higher plant mutualistic, symbiotic mutualistic. Leguminosae plant root and nitrogen fixing bacteria symbiotic and mutualistic. Nepenthes is insectivorous. Ne? That is not a symbiosis. Nepenthes is not a symbiosis. Ne? It's insectivorous, right? Special type of plant nutrition. Special type of plant nutrition. It's not symbiosis. Not symbiosis. Right, people, we are moving to the second question. Moving to second question. Question number 2. Which of the following cannot be considered as an example for mutualism? Cannot be considered as an example for mutualism. Find the answer for that. Growth of epiphytes on tree trunks. Growth of epiphytes on tree trunks. What is it? Growing of epiphytes on tree trunks. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? What do you say when epiphyte is growing on a tree trunk? What category it falls? What symbiotic category it falls? What category it falls? Commensalism, very good. So, which of the following cannot be considered as a mutualism? First is wrong, neither. First is wrong, right? And then Anabina and coral root is correct. Anabina and coral root is correct. I have to find page number 15. 15 up. 15 up. Right. So here, bacteria living in root nodules. Bacteria living in root nodules. How about that? Bacteria living in root nodules of leguminous plants. That is mutualism. And then people, mycorrhizae, mutualism. Rhizosphere bacteria, that you don't know. Rhizosphere bacteria is not in the this part of the syllabus. It comes in microbiology lesson. Something that you're going to learn, people, very late, right? Microbiology lesson, right? So rhizosphere bacteria living in root surface. Rhizosphere bacteria living in root surface. Some bacteria are present, people, soil, and they are especially present around the plant root, like the coral root is having Anabina. Some microorganisms present in soil are living close together. They don't directly help, right? We don't see it as direct association, but it supports somehow. It supports somehow, right? So likewise, some people are there, don't really support you, right? You don't notice, but they help in some indirect way for you, right? They are not directly helping you, not taking resources of yours and then not helping, but somehow people, their service is important, like bus drivers, conductors and all, right? Somehow helpful. So rhizosphere bacteria like that, people, they are the microorganisms living around the root. Rhizosphere is like atmosphere. Root surrounding, we call rhizosphere, right? Root surrounding. Right, next one, people. Which of the following cannot be considered as the trace element of plant composition? Trace element of plant composition. What is your answer, Lamai? What is your answer? Not a trace element. Okay. Aksha says magnesium. Does others agree with Thabhana? Jayaprakash says magnesium. Does the others? Saliha says magnesium. I think all of you now say magnesium. So I'll take magnesium too. Question number 4, people, identify the cofactor in the chlorophyll synthesis. Cofactor in the cofactor. Cofactor. What is it? Core factor. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? Cofactor. Boron, ne? It has to be boron, right? Boron and potassium cofactors, ne? Two cofactors. So we'll take people boron as the answer. Question number 5, people. Which minerals are important in successful photosynthesis? This is tough question. Only few people can answer. Which of the following minerals are important in successful photosynthesis? Iron and copper, manganese and chlorine, magnesium and iron, calcium and phosphorus, and all of the above, right? Some people say manganese and chlorine. Chlorine, now we don't have a combination chlorine and magnesium. Chlorine and iron combination, we don't have that. Chlorine and iron combination, we don't have. Chlorine and magnesium, Lu. Chlorine help in photosynthesis, correct. Magnesium is chlorophyll component of chlorophyll, Hari. How about people iron and magnesium? Chlorophyll synthesis, iron is chlorophyll synthesis, right? Magnesium is the component of the chlorophyll molecule. So why can't I take magnesium and iron? Shall I take magnesium and iron? Manganese, what is the role of manganese? Activator some enzymes and require in photosynthesis, but it says successful photosynthesis, correct? Even manganese is also correct. Manganese and chlorine can be an answer too, in osmotic ionic balance in photosynthesis. I think people, rather than going for chlorine, magnesium and iron is better. That is my suggestion. So why not chlorine, Kilhana? Why not chlorine? Chlorine osmosis and ionic balance in photosynthesis, no? Not directly says that it's helping in carrying out photosynthesis. But anyway, best answer is magnesium and iron. Deficiency of which one of the following element does not cause chlorosis? All right, can you find the answer for that? Which one does not cause chlorosis, Lamai? Which of the following is not causing chlorosis? Come on, find the answer. Divaraj, Akshaya, correct. Anyone else to give the answer, Lamai? Tabhena, Jayaprakash, correct. Correct. And yes, Dinesh, correct. Dinesh, correct, good. So we have the answer. Calcium is the answer. That's perfect. Question number 7, people. Question number 7, a major function of potassium in the plant seen in a major function of potassium in a plant is seen in, right? Major function of potassium. What are you going to take the answer? Very good. Answer has to be first one, people. Question number 8. Question number 8. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Which of the following is incorrect? Which of the following is incorrect? Which of the following statement is incorrect? Nitrogen deficiency symptoms first appear in mature plant parts. Nitrogen deficiency symptoms first appear in mature plant parts. Nitrogen mature or not? Nitrogen, where nitrogen deficiencies appear. Mature neither. Correct neither. Nitrogen mature is okay. Nitrogen deficiency symptoms first appear in mature plant parts. Yes. Sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium are major nutrients. No. Why not? Sodium is not. Enang Lamai, we got the answer. Second has to be the answer. Iron is necessary for synthesis of chlorophyll. Iron is necessary for synthesis of chlorophyll. Yeah, correct. Magnesium is used commonly in enzyme activator. Magnesium enzyme activator. Magnesium is enzyme activator. ENZAC. I will take it as magnesium enzyme activator. Magnesium enzyme activator. Magnesium enzyme activator. Magnesium enzyme activator. Correct, neither. Magnesium enzyme activator is okay. And then the calcium is involving in synthesis of cell walls of the plants. Calcium is involved. Yeah, correct, people. It's involving in forming the cell wall. Correct. So we got the answer. Question number 9, people. Which of the following element is not a micronutrient? Not a micronutrient. Come on, what's the answer? What has to be the answer for that? Which of the following is not micronutrient? So it has to be magnesium. Correct. That's too easy. Ne? That's too easy. So we'll move to question number 10. Which one of the following element is absent? Will produce deficiency symptoms first in the mature plant parts. Mature plant parts. What's your answer, people? Mature plant parts. Sake. Sake you can't take. Ne? Sake is SNCA is in young plant parts. So this is sulfur is wrong. Sulfur is wrong. Which of the above produce symptoms in which of the following element when absent will produce deficient symptoms first in the mature plant part? Right. So what is your answer? Answer has to be nitrogen. Nitrogen has to be the answer. Which one of the following element? Now you know potassium, magnesium. Now this question has another logic. How is it? Now this question has another logic. Now if you take this one, right? If you take this chart, how do if you take this chart, magnesium is macro. Magnesium is also macro. Potassium also now happening all plant parts in the deficient symptoms appear in all. Sake is young. Sake is young. But thing is, people, now we have to talk about the relative proportion. Of elements required for the plant. So if you take carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, we said carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. We said, people, in the first lesson, we said, people, 95% is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen makes 95% of the living materials. So therefore, this nitrogen compared to magnesium, nitrogen falls within that 95%. Otherwise, potassium and magnesium also we can think as answers. Use your brain a little bit. Use your brain now. Do you understand that? Now, why we are not taking... Now, copper you can't take anyway. Copper and sulfur you can't take. No, you know the logic. Why? Copper is trace element. So you can't take that. Sulfur you can't take because the deficiency appears in young ones. So potassium, magnesium, nitrogen, all those three can be close answers. But nitrogen you can easily decide, people, because they say nitrogen deficiencies appear in all plant parts mentioned. Those two are not mentioned. Potassium and magnesium not mentioned. And then why it formed first? Because the nitrogen is present in within 95%. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen makes 95% of the living matter. 96%. 96% of the living matter is made of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. So because of that, nitrogen deficiency is felt seriously by the plant. So therefore, it has to be the answer there. Right. Question number 11, people. Question number 11. We are moving to question number 11. Question number 11, what are the elements necessary for synthesis of chlorophyll? What are the elements necessary for synthesis of chlorophyll? Then my answer is, people, these three. Maybe you can think of the others. Sulfur is not helpful. Sulfur containing answers are not good. So we can take, people, magnesium, nitrogen and iron as the best answer here. Right. So we can go with the fifth one as the answer. Question number 12, people. Which of the following essential element is absorbed by plant only in the form of anion? Right? Only in the form of anion. What is that, people? Divarage says number 2. Got the molybdenum. Molybdenum. Is it molybdenum? Molybdenum is number 3. Ne? Molybdenum. Right? Akshya says 2. Why? P. Which of the following element absorbed by plants only in the form of an anion? Molybdenum, ne? Molybdenum, right? Molybdenum. Isn't it molybdenum? Right? It has to be molybdenum. Right? Molybdenum MOO4 -2. MOO4 -2. Molybdenum. Molybdenum. What are the other ions they say? They have given copper. Copper anion plus nil. So not an anion, wrong. Manganese, Mn +2, not an anion. Molybdenum is correct. Nitrogen, anion and cation, both forms, wrong. And oxygen, you can't take. Inang answer is molybdenum for that. Molybdenum has to be the answer. And question number 13, people, which of the following element cause leaf mottling? That is easy, and without thinking anything, you can mark the answer as third, chlorine. And next one, people, question number 14, which one of the following element cause crinkle of the leaves? Calcium, no doubt. So we'll take first one as the answer. Calcium, without any doubt, you can straightforward mark that. That's the advantage, people. That is the advantage. Oh, that is the advantage. Certain things you know for sure. You know for sure. Right. All right. And then next one, people. Next one, which of the following element result death of the meristems and decolorize leathery leaves? Oh, superb. Decolorize leathery leaves. Hurry. We know that as E, boron. E boron, which of the following element result death of the meristems and decolorize leathery leaves? Right, we know for sure. That one we know for sure. Question number 16, people, which of the following element function? Which of the following element function? Which of the following element function? Which of the following element function relationship is incorrect? Can you find me the answer for question number 16? Question number 16, what is the answer? Iron chlorosis between veins of the young leaves, copper root stunt and excessive branched, manganese chlorosis between veins of the young leaves, potassium enzyme cofactor, molybdenum fixation of molecular nitrogen. Who's involving in fixing molecular nitrogen? Come on. Nitrogen fixation, N fixation. Who is doing that N fixation? You know the answer for that. Who does iron? That's very good. Iron, very good, right? So we now remember certain things for, we have strong memory. So once you put the poster, and then once you look at daily, people, these sharp things in the exam are going to be the most easiest and the interesting part for you in the A-level examination, right? My students are going to answer them very sharply and accurately, whereas most of the students are struggling for that. So that's the advantage here, right? So we take, people, the answer as molybdenum, right? That we take the answer as molybdenum, right? But don't ask me questions later. A month later, don't come and ask questions from, sir, what is the mineral iron, sir, which is involving in the leaf mottling? I won't be able to answer it, right? Because I'm not studying and I don't put the posters in my room, and you can do that neither. So I'm putting you in a higher level, right? Where even I can't do, you can do it, right? So that is our aim, to send you to a higher level than us, neither. To send to a good position. That's our aim. Question number 17, people. 17, we have to find 17. 17, we have to find 17. Right, 17, where is 17? Right, I found it. 17. Which of the following statement regarding nutrition of the plant is incorrect? Right, which of the following statement regarding plant nutrition is incorrect? Incorrect one, people. Deficiency of nitrogen causes chlorosis. Yeah, it's correct. Then manganese is necessary for formation of chlorophyll. Magnesium is necessary for formation of chlorophylls. Magnesium, yes. Calcium helps to maintain osmotic balance of the cells. Calcium osmotic balance, correct. And then membrane permeability, yeah. And then sulfur is calcium, maintain osmotic balance. Calcium or chloride? Calcium or chloride, people? Calcium chloride, please check that. Calcium, I think chloride, chloride, and then calcium, we said cell wall material, cell wall material and all. And then people, next one is sulfur is component of amino acid, correct? Sulfur containing amino acids are there. Phosphorus resulting purpling of the veins. Yeah, that's perfect. So we got the answer, people. Calcium is the answer. Calcium is the answer. Question number 18. Which of the following incorrect regarding insectivorous plants? Incorrect regarding insectivorous plants. They are photoautotrophic. That is correct because insectivorous plants are photosynthetic. Neither. They are photosynthetic, people. Insectivorous, true, but they are photosynthetic ones. Right? They are fulfilling only the nitrate requirement. They fulfill only the nitrate requirement, right? And you can't say that, yeah, so they are not photosynthetic. Wrong name. Photosynthetic ones, right? Fulfilling all the nitrate requirement. They don't absorb any organic materials. They don't take sugars. They don't take amino acid. They don't take any other organic materials. They just take people nitrate and some other minerals, right? That's the whole plan, right? And then they are saprotrophic, insectivorous, saprophytic. That's wrong, ne? Incorrect. They are saprophytic. That is wrong, people. They obtain nitrogen by digesting insects, correct? Some of them are aquatic, correct? Give me example for aquatic one. Aquatic one example, what is it, people? Utricularia aquatic, they often grow in soil that do not have sufficient amount of nitrogen. That is correct. So we got the answer, second one. Second one is the answer. Question number 19, people. Question number 19. Question number 19. Select the correct statement regarding the nutritional requirements of plants. Correct statement regarding nutritional requirements of plants. Iron is macronutrient required by the plant. That is wrong. Iron is not a macronutrient. Deficient symptom of sulfur can be identified by chlorosis of old leaves. Sake. Sakane. Sulfur. Sulfur can't be old. Sulfur is young. Oh, it's happening in young. No. Enang lamai, wrong. And then magnesium is a compound of carotenoids. That's wrong, neither. Not carotenoids. What are carotenoids? Carotene and xanthophyll, we call them as carotenoids. Right? Deficiency of nitrogen cause chlorosis mainly in young leaves. Nitrogen, young leaves, wrong. Nitrogen, young leaves, no. And then molybdenum is required for nitrogen metabolism. Yes. Molybdenum and nickel both. Yes. Yes. Fifth one is the answer. Question number 20. Question number 20, Lamai. Nutritional need for the activation of enzymes, chlorophyll synthesis and ionic balance. This is a A-level question, neither. 2020 A-level paper question. Old syllabus anyway. Old syllabus, keep in mind. Activation of enzyme, chlorophyll synthesis, activation of enzymes, chlorophyll synthesis, and ionic balance. Ionic balance, now we have activator of enzymes. We can think of magnesium, chlorophyll. Right. Third one, we can go with that. Ne? Third one, we can take as the answer. But anyway, people, old syllabus question. Students, old syllabus question. Question number 21. Chlorosis in young leaves may be caused due to the deficiency of which of the following element? Chlorosis in older leaves may be caused due to deficiency of which of the following element? Old leaves, chlorosis. Sulfur you can't take. Old leaves, chlorosis. Nitrogen and phosphorus. Calcium, chlorine and iron. Chlorine and iron. Manganese and zinc. Manganese and zinc. Molybdenum and nickel. Molybdenum and nickel. What's the answer? What's the answer? Is it that old leaves come and then show their sorrow for molybdenum and nickel? Ne? Molybdenum and nickel. So fifth one is the answer. Molybdenum and nickel. Fifth one is the answer. Chlorosis in older leaves may caused by. Chlorosis in older leaves. And then atmospheric air is only source for which of the following elements required by plants? Atmospheric air is the only source for which of the following element requirement in plants? What do you take, people? Only source kila gattut. Can you take atmosphere, people? Carbon and oxygen both we can take the atmosphere as the only source. And then carbon dioxide, oxygen, carbon is taken as carbon dioxide, oxygen is also taken as carbon dioxide. Carbon is taken as carbon dioxide, so we'll take carbon. Oxygen is also taken as carbon dioxide, but oxygen can be taken from water also. This is, people, this question, you can think of oxygen as an answer too. Oxygen you can think of an answer too, but oxygen is taken from water. Oxygen taken from water, but water oxygen disappears because it's form oxygen gas when photohydrolysis occurs. So I think carbon is better. Right? Carbon is better as the answer. Right? Carbon is better as the answer. So they say, people, in the resource book, oxygen is also taken as carbon dioxide, not as water, because water oxygen is disappearing. Right? So anyway, fifth one is the answer in the exam. Nitrogen and the boron can be absorbed in the plant respectively. Nitrogen and the boron can be absorbed respectively. What is the answer, people, for that? Now, anyway, nitrogen is not absorbed in the form of nitrate. No, nitrate is not absorbed. Nitrate, it is absorbed. Wait, nitrate. What is the nitrogen absorption? Nitrate and ammonia. Nitrate and ammonia. Boron, people, BO3, H2BO3 minus. BO3 minus, H2BO3 minus, and then we'll take first one. We'll take the first one, right? Nitrite, NO2, it's not absorbed. NO2 form, it's not absorbed. Ammonium and nitrate form. Ammonium and nitrate form. Right, people, moving to the next set of questions. Question number 17. Macronutrient and a micronutrient which cause chlorosis in plants due to the deficiency of macronutrient, and the micronutrient which cause chlorosis in plants due to deficiency respectively. Macronutrient chlorosis and micronutrient chlorosis. What's the answer? Right, 17th question, what's the answer, people? Right, magnesium, they say, people, chlorosis occur in leaves, and then magnesium, and then manganese, chlorosis between veins in young leaves. So how about taking answer as the first one? Answer will take as the first one. Question number 18, people, deficiency of which of the following element cause chlorosis? Poor growth, the death of the leaf tips in the plant respectively. Following element cause chlorosis, poor growth. Poor growth has to be either carbon or oxygen. Carbon, oxygen, or hydrogen, right? Because poor growth occur with that. So you have to have carbon or chlorosis. Magnesium is okay. Chlorosis, magnesium is okay. Chlorosis, sulfur is also okay. Right? And then we have to depend on the last one. Poor growth and death of the leaf tips. Death of the leaf tips, we know, people, nickel. Then answer has to be second one. Then the answer has to be second one. Death of leaf tips occur with nickel. So the answer goes to the second one, right? That is how it goes. So these are exam questions, people. So you can see that you are up to the exam question level. You are up to the exam question level. These are like the last few years exam questions. So we'll quickly go through, people, with the structured questions now. So we have done the most of the questions now. We have done most of the questions. I have given you one essay question. So answer that one essay question. And exam structured questions tika tino ned. Exam structured questions tika tino. Shall we check them? Exam structured questions, people. Exam structured questions. What is that page number? Page number 13. Page number 13. Page number 13. 15 13. Page number 13. Page number 13. Page number 13. Why are some mineral nutrient elements required for plants considered as essential elements? Why are some minerals are considered as essential elements? People, what are you going to write? Because they are required for the plant to complete life cycle. Because they are required. Because they are required for plant to complete life cycle and produce another generation. Complete another produce another generation and produce another generation. Produce another generation. Produce another generation. Right, question number 2, people. Some of the essential elements are known as macronutrients and the others are micronutrients. Explain, some of these essential elements are known as macronutrient elements and others are micronutrient elements. Explain. You have to say that the macronutrient elements are needed in large amount. Macronutrient elements are required in large amounts. Large amounts. Micronutrients are required in small amounts. Elements are required in small amounts. All right. Then people will move to next question. List 5 macronutrient elements and indicate one major function of each of them. List 5 macronutrient elements and indicate one major function of each of them. We'll take nitrogen, people. You take one function component of amino acid. Component of amino acid. Component of amino acid. Then potassium. Operation of stomata. Operation of stomata. Then calcium. Calcium component of cell wall. Component of cell wall. Phosphorus. Component of ATP. Component of ATP. All right. Moving to next page. Moving to next page. Moving to next page. Right. This one. How do you identify the effect of each of the element for the plant physiology? How do you identify the effect of each element for the plant physiology? Now, effect for the each element can deficiency symptoms you write. You write the deficiencies, right? We'll write the deficiencies then. Nitrogen. What are you going to write, people? Stunted growth. Stunted growth. And then potassium, yellow brown leaf margin. Yellow brown leaf margin. Calcium crinkling of young leaves. Crinkling of young leaves. Crinkling of young leaves. Right, we come to the 2019 A-level paper question, people. State 3 functions of calcium in plants. State 3 functions of calcium in plants. What are you going to write? Component of formation of the middle lamella. Can you write? Component of formation of middle lamella. Component of formation of middle lamella. Right? Maintaining membrane structure. Maintaining membrane structure. Are you writing? Write them. Or did you write? Did you write? These are homework. You have to do them. Huh? And then maintaining membrane permeability. Maintaining membrane permeability. Then signal transduction. Signal transduction. Signal transduction. Signal transduction. Right, 2021 A-level paper question. 2021 A-level paper question. What is the special feature of the soil in which Nepenthes grow? What is the special feature of the soil which Nepenthes grow? Poor in content of nitrogen and minerals. 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 Harida, 2022 A-level paper. State generic names of 2 photosynthetic plants that obtain nitrogen and minerals from insects. What are you going to write, people? What are you going to write? Come on, what are you going to write? What are you going to write? Nepenthes, Drosera, and Utricularia. Wine. You want some wine? Like fresh, fresh white grapes. Fresh white grapes wine, not water. Don't think that this is water. This is wine. And then people, next one, 2023 A-level paper question. 2023 A-level paper question. Name 2 essential elements. Name 2 essential elements needed by plants for the following. Activation of enzymes. Activation of enzymes. What are you going to write? Activation of enzyme. Magnesium. Oops. Magnesium. What else? Manganese. Copper and zinc. Copper and zinc. Nitrogen metabolism. Nitrogen metabolism. Nickel and molybdenum. Right, people? Nickel and molybdenum. 2024. What is the form of intake of sulfur into the plant? sulfates, SO4 minus 2, sulfates. Now these things they ask in A-level paper, ne? They ask in A-level paper, right? Ask in A-level paper. Now this 2024 last year question, check that, ne? What is the form of absorption? Like that, right? So they ask some questions. So we'll go with people the last task that is discussing the remaining structured questions, people. These are the questions they have asked so far. These are the asked questions, right? So these questions, people, are the questions they can ask in future. These are the questions that they can ask in future. Page number 11. Page number 11. Page number 11. Page number 11. Page 11. All right. So we'll quickly do that. There are few questions remain there. Few questions, people. Define nutrition. What are you going to write, people? Process of acquiring raw materials. Process of acquiring raw materials and energy. Acquiring raw materials and energy. Raw materials and energy from environment for metabolic activities. From environment for metabolic activities. Now you have to bring this tute when you come on Saturday, okay? Bring the tute when you come on Saturday. I'm going to check the tute, right? What is autotrophic nutrition, people? What is autotrophic nutrition? You bring the tute when you come on Saturday. So then I can find the people who cut the class. I can find them. So that is a small help that you can do me. Right? You bring the tute, so I'll find the people who have not attended to the class, right? So I'll take care of them. I'll give them a gold medal, right? For the people who cut the class, I can give a gold medal then, right? So you have to help me, right? Those who are in the class now, you bring the tute, right? When you come on Saturday, okay? I'm going to check this Saturday. What is autotrophic nutrition, people? Synthesis of organic materials from carbon dioxide and inorganic materials, right there. Synthesizing of organic materials from carbon dioxide and inorganic nutrients. Carbon dioxide and inorganic nutrients. All right. What is symbiosis? What is symbiosis? Ecological relationship. Right there, people. Symbiosis. Ecological relationship. Symbiosis is ecological relationship which two species live in close contact with each other. Two species in which two species live in close contact with each other. Close contact. State three different types of symbiosis between organisms. Three types of symbiosis: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. You're right, three, ne? Mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Right? 11, 12. Right, question number 5. Question number 5, what is mutualistic relationship? What is mutualistic relationship? Symbiotic relationship in which both parties are benefited. Clear, Namai? Symbiotic relationship in which both parties are benefited. In which both parties are benefited. Question number 6. Give 3 examples for mutualism present in plants. 3 examples for mutualism present in plants. 3 examples of mutualism present in plants. But you can write, people, legume root nodules with nitrogen fixing bacteria. Legume root nodules with rhizobium bacteria. Legume root nodules with rhizobium bacteria. Legume root nodules with rhizobium bacteria. Rhizobium bacteria. What is the second one? Mycorrhizae with higher plant, mycorrhizae, roots of higher plants with fungi. Mycorrhizae, that is roots of higher plants with fungi. And then next one, people, coralloid roots of Secus with Anabaena. Coral root or coralloid root of Secus with Anabaena. Coralloid root of Secus with Anabaena. Right, coral root of Secus with Anabaena. All right, next one, people. Next one, state differences between commensalism and parasitism. Commensalism, interconnection between two species in which benefits one but not benefit the other. Right there, commensalism is interaction between two species which benefits one, interaction between two species which benefits one, and neither harm or benefits the other. 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 In parasitism, one is benefited and harm is done to the other. One is benefited and harm to the other. One is benefited and harm to the other. Then we go with question number 8. Question number 8. What is the difference between semi-parasitic and total parasitic plants? Difference between semi-parasitic and total parasitic plants. Semi-parasitic and total parasitic plants. Semi-parasitic and total parasitic plants. What are you going to say, people? Semi-parasite takes only water and minerals from the host. Right there. Semi-parasite take only water and minerals from the host. Semi-parasite takes water and minerals from the host. And then the parasite take water, minerals and organic nutrients from the host. Parasite take water, minerals and organic nutrients from the host. Water, minerals and organic nutrients from the host. So we did that. The last question, people. Last question. Some plants are carnivorous. Explain how this helps their nutrition. Some plants are carnivorous. Explain how this helps their nutrition. What are you going to say, people? They are photosynthetic but obtain nitrogen and minerals by killing insects. They are photosynthetic. They are photosynthetic but obtain nitrogen and minerals. They are photosynthetic but obtain nitrogen and minerals. They are photosynthetic but obtain nitrogen and minerals by killing and digesting insects. By killing and digesting insects. By killing and digesting insects. And other small animals. And other small animals. And other small animals. All right. Right. So that's the end of this section. That is the end of this section. And then people, that's the end of our today's session also. Next week we are doing theories. Okay, next week we are doing theories, not like the questions. But anyway, I did discuss this theory part in last Vesak Povede class, right? So once again, people, big thank for all of you who join tonight online with this work. Neither you all have to support me so that I can help you too. Ne? If you support me, then I help you too. Ne? We do some mutualistic work. Ne? We got to be mutualism, ne? Right? Sir, did you distribute the animal tissue tute in the physical class? I gave you the physical class, animal tissue tute. I gave you on the physical class, right? I gave that. Ne? I gave that. Did I give you that? No? No? Okay. Then this Saturday, I'm going to give. This Saturday, coming Saturday, I'm going to give. So next Monday, we'll be meeting you. Wait. Thursday. Oh, Patak Inda, Chuttak, Inter. Thursday night, we are doing the revision. You got the paper number 13, Hari? Right? You got the paper 13 paper. So the relevant theory part we'll be discussing on Thursday night. 8 p.m. Right? 8 p.m. So you have to submit the paper on Saturday. Can you submit the paper on coming Saturday? We'll be discussing on this week. Next week, then I can give you the next paper. Ne? So we are in paper number 13. So thank you very much. And then hoping to see you soon. Thursday night, don't forget, I'm coming, right? I'm coming on Thursday night. I'll put a reminder also to the group. Denang, Vanakkam, Ayubowan, cheers, right? Have nice time, people. Bye-bye. Enang Gia, see you, salau.